Hey everybody, if you did not see my last video, it was a haul and I talked about upcoming videos and giveaways. This one, I'm just going to go ahead and do this requested video and get it out there while I have my thoughts all together and everything. So, I got my coffee because I can drink coffee every hour on the hour almost. I love it. Let me get started. Yum. Okay. So, my requested video from a YouTube friend who private messaged me. I'm not going to mention the name because I like to keep their privacy private. And I don't know who watches this video on or whatever. But anyways, this is about co-parenting and my experience with it. I have had both good and bad. You know, everybody is different. Every other situation is different. But she wanted me to share my personal things, what I've overcome and everything like that. So first, let's just start off with my child is my blessing. I remember there's a truck going by that's super loud. Excuse me. I believe in when you lose one, you gain one. I lost my father back in 2012. He always knew I wanted to grow up and be a mommy. When I was a little kid, he'd be like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I'd be like, Daddy, I want to be a mommy. I want a little girl. And he's like, well, what if you don't have a little girl? And I was like, I just really want my first baby to be like a little girl. And so I totally believe in when you lose one, you gain one. I lost my dad in 2012 to a tragic car accident. I then ended up pregnant months later with my child. Found out she was a girl. Me and her father were good. We did have trials and tribulations. Yes, there is no perfect couple on this earth. There's just not. And unfortunately, you know, we had our differences and we didn't work, but we agreed for the sake of our daughter that we would get along for her, because a lot of parents that are split up, they fight more about themselves and stuff like that. It was never about the child. Me and her dad stayed civil and actually good friends through our separation. And I think it made it easy because, you know, my child doesn't choose sides and I don't want her to ever get to the point of choosing sides. You know, I want her to know that, you know, Mommy and Daddy aren't together, but they love her. And Mommy and Daddy have other people in their life, but they're happy. Okay, so, you know, now you're like, okay, well, Skipper and her child's father are civil. What happens when another man or woman pops in the picture? Good question. I will say, when my child's father's fiance, before he proposed, I did not give her the credit that I should have. And I know, shame on me. I get that. I was really hard on her, very difficult, and she's even said it herself, and I 100% agreed. I made her life a living hell for basically 2 years. Didn't want to really communicate with her, didn't want anything to do with her at all, and I guess it's because I have this, or I still do in certain scenarios, but not with her anymore. I'm very protective of my kid. I will always be protective over my child. She is my baby, she is my angel, she is my blessing. I always pray and thank God for my blessing. She is my world. I will always harness my will and do the best as I possibly can to be the best mom as I can possibly be. But I'm the lioness. I'm the bear. And it was like, oh, there's another woman on my territory. I just wanted to like scratch her face off, meow, that type of thing. It's like, I didn't want the feeling, and I was afraid that she was trying to take my place. Yeah, we bumped heads a lot. I'm pretty sure we didn't agree on a single thing other than, you know, loving Mackenzie and everything like that when it came to Mackenzie. But I will say, honestly, it was probably about, I'm gonna say, a month and maybe a couple weeks ago. I talked to her face to face. It was kind of crazy at the beginning, but then leveled out. We both got to listen to each other. And it wasn't that anyone else is around. It wasn't over the phone, because you don't know how to take someone over text messages and phone. But it was face to face, and it was more like, okay, I'm gonna tell you how I feel, and you tell me how you feel, and I'm gonna listen to you, and you listen to me, and we both respect each other. And we did, and I wrapped my arms around her, and I hugged her for the first time in 2 years. And once I hugged her, I felt this enormous weight come off my shoulders. I can't really speak for her, but for me, you know, I told her, hey, I'm gonna respect you more, and, you know, I'm gonna, you know, care more, and at the end of the day, you're awesome because you care for my child. You take your time out to play with my child when I'm not around and all that stuff, and that's amazing, because her dad could be with someone who doesn't really care, or maybe abusive or something to my child, but she's not. She's actually a really wonderful person. And it took until the day I finally listened to her and got what my concerns were off my chest for me to finally stop being so uptight and so selfish and wanting to just have my daughter to myself, because, you know, honestly, I could just hold my kid in this bubble, but I know I can't put her in a bubble. She's got to, like, spread her wings a little bit, cut the umbilical cord, what have you. But I think after we talked, it helped a lot. And I actually, after, you know, the whole engagement and whatever, and me talking to her and feeling better, I'm so sorry. I'm, like, having some acid reflux going on. I was like, you know what, I want to do something nice for her. I've been hard on her for so long, and, you know, I feel so much better. I feel so much happier, and it's just made even my life better all around. It's like God was like, thank you for, you know, being mature and stepping up and, you know, being the good mom and respecting, you know, the other mom, because at the end of the day, too, she's gonna be her stepmom. It just means that my daughter has, you know, yeah, she has 2 moms, but at the end of the day, it's just that she gets double the love and attention and, you know, all that's there. And I did write something down in my notes. It's this, like, long letter type deal. I was going to write it down on a letter, but then I just didn't want to handwrite it, and then I was going to type it, and then I was like, crap, I don't have a printer right now. But I'm going to share it on here, because I'm sure she's going to watch this, and I'm sure, you know, our families on all sides are going to watch this, and even our friends, you know, and I think it's very important from one mother to another mother to express their feelings. And, you know, this letter that I wrote may sound a little crazy in the beginning, but I promise you it all ties together. But this is a letter to my daughter's stepmom. This is, you know, my letter to her. So it says, to my daughter's stepmom, I never wanted you here. You simply were never part of the plan. Growing up and dreaming of my family, I never included you. I didn't want help from another woman to raise my child. The plan was for my family to include me, Daddy, and our children, not you. I doubt you ever wanted me in your life. I doubt you planned to mother a child you didn't give birth to. I can bet that your plan for your family included you, Daddy, and your children together, not me or my daughter. I can almost bet that when you dreamed of becoming a mother, it would be the day you gave birth and not the day that you married your husband. I'm pretty sure you never planned on me being here. But God has plans that are far exceeded our own. And when my little family dissolved to form 2 families, I knew you would be coming. Okay? In my mind, you would be terrible, this like terrible beast, and my daughter would not want you to mother her at all, ever. I was hoping that at one point. I was also hoping you'd be semi-unattractive and prayed my daughter wouldn't look up to you. Her daddy would know that he was settling for the second best. Evil swirled in me because I never wanted to face the fact that another woman would mother my child in my absence. Then you arrived. When I first met you, I'll admit it, you weren't what I had in mind, and a twinge of jealousy shot through my body. You were supposed to be hideous, remember? But you weren't. You were stunningly beautiful. You were supposed to be a mean old hag, remember? But you weren't. You were a sweet and young woman. My plans were foiled. I realized by the look on your face that meeting me was just as hard as it was for me to meet you. My heart immediately softened, and I was like, dang, her kind smile. I was planning on really hating you. Why are you ruining my plan? I wanted to resent you, but you made it impossible, and I quickly grew, thankfully, for you. You've accepted our daughter from the very start and have unconditionally loved her both and her daddy. That's a true gift to us all. You've included our daughter in everything you do and make her feel loved and accepted. You put her relationship with her daddy above yours, and only a brave and courageous woman knows how to do that with such grace. And I know I have given you hell for the past couple of years, but that was my pride in the way. I couldn't see past the good you put into my daughter. The only thing back then I could see is the woman taking my place, which you weren't ever trying to do. I was scared and I knew I had to adjust. So I give you props for putting up with me in the times that I caused, because the Lord knows I'm a hard woman to please. Anyways, back to you. I knew when her daddy and I decided to separate and live in separate homes, there would be times when she would need me, her mommy, and I wouldn't be there. I'm so thankful that you are there in my absence. I'm grateful that you have mercy on her and you never reject her. She needs a mommy at your house, and you've done an amazing job being that for her. You've respected my position as a mom from the very start. I appreciate that. What in the world is this bee doing? I swear, did you just see that bee? I hope he goes away. I'm gonna lose it. Where was I? Done lost my place in my letter. I appreciate that you always check with me when you ask a question if you're making the right decision with her. I'm glad that we communicate better now than we used to. It's not often that a mom and a stepmom text each other to remind each other that they love and respect each other. You are a gift. Because of you and your courage to mother our daughter the way that you do, she will be a better woman. She will grow up with more love than I could ever imagine. It wasn't her choice to have her parents separate, and even though I wouldn't wish that on any child, I'm so thankful that she has 4 parents who love and respect her and each other. She's compassionate because of it. She understands that failure in one area can turn into a blessing in another. I don't see you as a fill-in for when I'm not there. You are her mother when she's with you and when she's with me. She's excited to call you and tell you her stories when she's at my house, and that makes my heart want to jump out my chest with joy. I feel with pride when I wrapped you in my arms that day and I squeezed you. It was genuine and a loving hug. And each time we see each other, I think we should always hug. That way our daughter shows that we have companionship and, compassion for each other. I don't really know if companionship was the word. Compassion. We'll just say compassion. Listen, I wrote this all in one day. So, thank you for being mature enough and respectful enough to co-parent with me. I promise to always respect your input for our daughter. I promise to never lessen the position you hold for her or make you feel like you are not her mother. I promise to raise her to be grateful and to have 2 strong and brave women in her life that have the courage to mother her together. Even though our situation is peaceful now, I pray that she is never in it. But if she ever finds herself here, I promise to set an example for her of what co-parenting should look like. Precious woman, you are rare and a beautiful gem. God bless you, and I love you. And that is to my daughter's stepmom. That whole thing was for you, Jaslyn. Pretty sure you're gonna watch this. All that's for you. And a lot of y'all are gonna say, well, how can you love the new stepmom? We're thinking about my child. You're thinking about your kids. It's about the child. And we're just one big family. You know, we all kind of have to go in this together. We're just one big family. And, you know, after the day when I hugged her and I felt so good, you know, I said to myself, you know, gosh, it feels just so good to, like, get along with her now and, you know, respect her. And everything's just going to be better because Mackenzie's going to see that. And, you know, it's just going to be better. She's going to see that, you know, both her parents and, you know, step-parents, we all love each other. And it's all because of the respect that we put in and, you know, and the care and the affection that we put in for Mackenzie and for your children or for anyone's child. You know, you want to fall in love with the step-parent. You want to be like, hey, you know what? You're in this with me. We're in this together. I love you. I want to love you. I want to be your best friend. I want to take you out for tea, you know, coffee, whatever. Sorry. You know, it just makes things easier that way. And I feel ever since I have done that, life has just been a little bit brighter, you know. And every time they FaceTime her, she FaceTimes them, I'll say, hey, tell Jazzy that you love her, blow her a kiss, tell them that you love them. Because you want your child to love. You don't want your child to ever pick sides because that's not okay. That's ruining your child and they're going to end up, you know, all kinds of crazy. I didn't have the best lifestyle growing up. I truly didn't. I wish I would have had a mother there that actually mothered and parented correctly. You know, I promised myself when I was pregnant that I would give my daughter what my mom never gave to me. I'm doing a great job. I'm doing even better now that I'm doing it with her stepmom, you know, because I'm just like, you know what? You're her mom too. This is our daughter. You know, me and her, this is our kid. You know, they're starting to do their own YouTube channel too, which I can link in the description box below. You can check her out because they also do stuff too. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's about family. It's about pure. You want your kids to be happy. You want to give them the best example you could possibly give. Respect the stepmom, respect the parents. You know, it goes both ways. Even if you're a step-parent, stepfather, you know, respect that that father, respect that mother, because, you know, they brought that child in this world for you, and, you know, they're trying to do the best, too, that they can possibly do. You know, I can't speak for all parents, but for me, you know, as a mom, you know, I have grown with another woman in the picture and saying, hey, you know, you're Mommy Jazz. This is our kid. So, we're a family. I love you. You love me. This is just how it works. And, I mean, co-parenting, it just works better that way. You know, you communicate better. You respect each other better. It just, there's no toxic, you know, struggle there. You know, yeah, we might in the future not agree on everything, but not everyone in this world sees eye to eye. But it doesn't mean that when we come to a point where, you know, we don't agree on something, that we're gonna, you know, put our dukes up and whatever, you know, we're still gonna respect each other and work it out, you know. If we ever cross that bridge where, you know, hey, we need to sit down, kind of talk about this a little, you know, work on this, see what we can figure out and do to make it a little better, you know, whatever situation it might be. I feel like every, you know, co-parenting that has a good relationship with stepmoms and moms and fathers and stepdads, whatever, you know, I feel like they communicate, and I'm sure they do have hard times where, you know, hey, let's all get together for dinner, we need to talk about some things, you know, and I'm sure that's going to come up when, you know, she gets older and she starts college or something. We're all going to have to sit down and be like, hey, this is where she wants to go to college at, which I'm really hoping it's UK because those Virginia Tech colors are not in her color wheel. Just saying, UK basketball girls team has a better career going on for them. But anyways, that's how we joke around. We all like sports, so. But anyways, co-parenting should not have to be hard. I made it hard in the beginning. I felt bad for it. Talked face to face, set my pride to the side, did what the right thing as a mother was supposed to do to another mom, and show more compassion instead of hatred. Life is too short to keep hating each other, and you don't ever know what's going to happen. And God forbid if, you know, something were to happen to, you know, me or her dad or something, I would still want those step parents to be involved in her life. You know, help keep that memory alive. I mean, you never know what could happen. I'm just saying, you got to kind of take a step back, because once you do it, I mean, it is the hardest step. It is so hard, and I can only imagine what it's like for her. I don't know, she's probably just like, oh my god, like, this woman is off her rocker, probably. I don't know. I probably was at some points, because I'm a hard woman. I'm a hard woman. And, you know, I just had a really big pride. My pride was way up here, and I was just like, you know, ugh. But I was like, you know what? She cares about my kid too. I'm very protective, and at the end of the day, it's all about caring and loving. And communication. Communication is key, you know. So, it's just a baby step process, and then, you know, once you make a better move with the other mom, things just get a little better, and it makes things so much better on your child as well, because they see that. And you know, my daughter says, oh, you and Jazzy are best friends now. Y'all hug. And then she'll be like, Jazzy, are you and Mommy best friends? And she'll be like, yeah, we're best friends. You know, it's how it should be. But anyways, thank you all for watching this. To the lovely person who requested this video, I hope this helped. This is just my perspective and my current situation and what I have gained from everything. But, you know, just keep doing better. I think us women, we always want to try to uplift and do better, so let's just keep going, because this world is honestly just too crazy now. But I mean, that's it. That's all I got. That's all I got. Okay, so yeah, this was fun. I might be back on here again today if I get those dresses in the mail, which I'm hoping. And, yeah, so thank you all for watching. Jazzy, if you're watching this, I love you. Thank you for being a good mom to our girl. And I will see you guys later. Bye. If I can ever turn this thing off. Bye.